Welcome to Becoming Saiyans,
a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
And we're back. I am Truman.
And I'm Happy Halloween.
And this is Becoming Saiyans, a Halloween podcast. On today's episode, we watched Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle, which is the second movie in the Goku Dragon Ball universe. Hi, this is Sherman.
And
Sorry,
I'm
that was a bit.
I'm not Happy Halloween, I'm Jesse.
I just thought it would be really fun to do a little Halloween voice,
I jokingly told him I'd pay him $20 if he kept it up for the entire episode, but I also imagined that would piss a lot of people off.
I decided I wasn't gonna do that, but I could have. I could keep going. I could slip into it again.
The idea we ultimately had was for me to ignore that it was happening for the entire episode and see if it was really funny.
Yeah, but yeah, we watched the movie today. Initial thoughts from me is that it seems pretty good. It was a pretty good movie.
It was much better than the first
A
one.
definite. I would say a step back in quality as far as animation budget, but a step forward in storytelling. A big step forward.
A step forward in you're not repeating the same stuff. They repeated the same stuff for
maybe 5 minutes of the movie.
At most 5 minutes, which is what you're looking for. Like, yeah, give me some exposition that like explains how these characters and who these characters are enough. And then just get me right into the new story.
Yeah, I was a pretty big fan of it. Jesse, you want to hear some trivia?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I thought you would. So real quick, first things first is getting into like release schedule. This film came out at like a film festival with 3 other movies in a quadruple header. In 2006, they released this as part of the final Dragon Box DVD set, which has all 4 Dragon Ball films and all 13 Dragon Ball Z films.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
And they were presented in a widescreen transfer from their originals. So they went from like they went to a 16.9 ratio that was changed from the 4.3 ratio. And now Harmony Gold has the rights to the movie. They only ever used the footage from it in their opening for Dragon Ball. And then, yeah, it was originally made between 1996 and 1998, the original licensed English dub. But we're not sure if it ever was put on TV, but it was at some point released on VHS home videos.
So it seems like a direct-to-VHS DVD
Yeah, that's what
movie.
it was.
Which it definitely had the feel of something that was a lower budget.
Yeah,
like one of those movies.
It definitely felt like a lower budget.
Doesn't necessarily mean
which we'll
it's
get
bad.
into our thoughts later on that. I have some thoughts. But some dialogue changes in the Funimation English version. Yamcha and Puar were already aware of his transformation and know to attack the tail. In the Japanese version, everyone's surprised by the transformation, and Krillin figures out the tail weakness from when they were sparring previously. Jumping down to some other trivia. This is the only one of the original Dragon Ball movies where the Dragon Balls are not part of the plot. In the scene where Goku turns into a great ape and holds Launch in his hand, it's a very obvious homage to King Kong, same as what happened in the Pilaf saga with Bulma. This movie is referred to as Sleeping Beauty in like the Japanese way. The plot summary that was on the DVD case apparently references the fact that Goku is a Saiyan, which is something that's not revealed until much later in the first arc of Dragon Ball Z. They officially name drop it on the DVD. And the post 2011 Funimation release of this movie was incorrectly set to 12 FPS when it should be at almost 24. Which causes some frame rate issues, which I noticed that a bit on ours that we were watching. Because you can see, like, at certain points, it looks like they're just floating and, like, they're running. Like, some of this animation just looks weird at moments. And it was like, it makes sense that they were just formatted wrong. And then Goku's final line in the pre-2011 release was, "What did you say to her?" right before the end credit starts, and it's removed later on.
Aww.
So we didn't get that version. It seems like we got the most recent version of the movie.
Yeah.
But with that, that's about all the trivia they had on there. So previously on Dragon Ball, Sleeping Beauty, and Devil's Castle. Goku goes to train with with Master Roshi, runs into a rival named Krillin, and Roshi sends them on their merry way to hunt down a princess for him. Whoever gets back with him, the princess first wins. They're going inside the Devil's Hand, a very spooky, very demon-riddled area of this world that's covered in darkness, ran by the evil Count Lucifer. Bulma and Puar and Yamcha and Oolong all hear about this later on and chase them down as well. And a mysterious third character named Launch also hears about the sleeping princess and is on her way to get the sleeping princess as well. Come to find out, Bulma is kidnapped by Count Lucifer and is going to be used as a blood sacrifice? Question mark?
Yeah.
But before any of that can happen, Goku and Krillin and Yamcha and everybody kind of blow up the spot. And it comes to find out that the sleeping princess is not a princess at all, but a giant gemstone that Count Lucifer is going to use on a full moon to blow up the sun.
Yep.
Goku and Krillin and everybody is captured. They're all captured together. And then they see that the full moon is nigh, which is what's going to power the gem. And Goku apes out and attacks everyone. And but then Puar, Yamcha, and Krillin think fast, cut off his tail. But he does enough damage to the Devil's Hand to break off multiple pieces. But Lucifer's still about to hit the sun with the ray when Goku Kamehamehas it, and the day is saved. And then, to end it all off, we end back up on Roshi's Island. Krillin and Goku, along with Launch. And Roshi misunderstands and thinks Launch is the princess. She sneezes and shoots him and then sneezes back. And that's how the show ends. And that's what you missed on Dragon Ball's second movie. Jesse, first thoughts?
Pretty good. It was definitely a more enjoyable watch because you weren't watching a regurgitated, abridged version of stories we've already watched. Certainly not as much as you felt like in the first minute. You're like, oh, you're gonna really drag this on, and then we just speed run, meeting Krillin, getting Roshi to sign you up and send you off on a merry way, and boom, we're right into the movie.
Yeah, that was my initial thought. Was I was like, I immediately wrote. I think it was the third thing I wrote on my notes was like, oh man, here we go again. Another. Stop me if you've heard this one before. But, it didn't actually end up happening like that. It did for a bit. You get to, we still hit the major beats, but instead of taking the entire tournament saga and putting it in one movie, they took, the first 3 episodes of the tournament saga, added a whole bunch of new stuff to it, and just kept the key moments of those first couple episodes.
Yeah, because you do feel when they race off to go get the princess, it is a weird training montage in a way. They have the reference to the shark in the lake. They have
the climbing the giant mountain.
Yeah, they have references to what they did.
Yeah.
In the main training arcs. So
yeah,
it's really well done.
And so I would like to think, if we're theory crafting, that the movie universe is different from the anime universe.
So far
the only anachronism is that Yamcha and Puar know about the transformation and Oolong. They can know about the monkey transformation, which didn't happen in the first movie.
And presumably Bulma does too.
Yeah, but that didn't happen in the first movie. So, that's the only anachronism. But other than that, and they said that was kind of changed in the dub, for the English dub.
Yeah.
So, the original intent of that is just that, this is the first time Goku's changed, and that's why this is, a new thing,
Yeah. And, again, it does... Outside of that, sneak up really well with just this is immediately after the first movie we watched.
Yeah, because Puar, Oolong, Yamcha, Bulma are all together. They're like, I wonder where Goku went. I think he said something about Roshi. Let's go see what Roshi's up to. And Roshi knows who they are because they all met him last movie.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping the theory alive
this is
that
Earth
the movies are connected to the universe. We're just following the same storyline from the anime, but just in slight changes. And this one was a major slight change.
Yeah, it's a big change. But yeah, again, Earth 1 is our first
universe.
anime. and then Earth 2 so far has been the movies. I'm sure we'll branch off to more Earths way down the line.
Yeah.
What little I know about Dragon Ball is it gets kind of convoluted at times when it comes to like continuity, especially with the movies and bouncing around and stuff.
Yeah. My first thing was just that I wrote down spooky. I did not like the narrator voice at the beginning. It was way different than the other ones.
Yeah.
But I did like the vibe that he was giving off of like, this is a new story, a scary story. We're gonna go see a vampire named Count Lucifer.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
giving some real spooky vibes.
Like, this is actually, I do have to say, like, I know, we watch this because it's Halloween, and, we release
Happy
this on
Halloween
Halloween.
to you guys, yeah.
Happy Halloween and everything. But, like, it is a really fun little, like, you could watch this with your kids as a Halloween movie every year, and I don't think you would ever get too bored of it.
Yeah, it's
and
like...
that's a good sign of, like, just a decent 40 to 50 minute sit down, watch a movie.
Yeah, it's like a little Halloween short. Like
special.
Halloween special, yeah. And it really does fit that vibe because there's a lot of demons. They're fighting a vampire. It's giving off creepy undertones. Like, it overall... It just...
I mean, the start of it is literally just like, then the monsters, they like, the monsters and devils, they hid this princess in a castle, and like the Lucifer did.
Yeah.
And now that's the premise of what we're about to get into. And it like shows like the army of like his monsters like all like rallying and things.
Yeah.
It's like it sets it up perfectly. Just it gives you a nice little spooky vibe. But there's not really a whole lot of jump scares.
No, I wouldn't say there was any.
There's like
really.
one moment that might like creep a kid out when the eyeballs move to like look at like follow Goku and Krillin when they're in the hallway.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot of like overtly creepy moments. But it just has like that nice spooky
Overall,
fall, like autumn vibe.
Yeah, overall vibe of a scary movie. I will say that the intro song on this one was scuffed as all heck. The version we got,
knowing the frames like problem, could be linked to that.
Yeah, but it also just felt like maybe it was
just like spliced.
It felt like it was a dubbing issue more than it was like a animation or anything. Because everything, the intro looked the same, and the song, like the backing track for the song, sounded the same, but the singing over top of it was just so scuffed. It sounded so bad.
It was a really funny way to start this.
Yeah, at first I was like, "Oh God, what did we get ourselves into?" And it didn't get better because as soon as the first person who talks is Goku, and Goku has another voice again, like a completely different voice.
I will say, like the volume, like the sound, and it might have just been like a us thing, maybe like it just weird for us at the beginning. It did keep that vibe for about 30 seconds into like the actual animation, and then it kind of evened itself out. Like the sound and the voices and acting, and everything evened itself out.
Yeah, the sound levels definitely like balanced itself, but
it took a little bit longer than you'd like.
Yeah, and Goku has a new voice actor, which I if we're tier ranking voice actors, this one's in dead last in my opinion. This one was pretty bad. They were not given anything to the acting. They were just voicing. It looked like they were reading the lines for the first time.
For me, the voice didn't sound terrible, but I do have to agree. Like it was kind of lifeless.
Yeah.
To a character that like is very full of life.
Yeah, because Goku said a bunch of funny lines, and only like one really got a chuckle out of me. Because they weren't delivered with any oomph or anything.
They weren't delivered with any, like, the sincerity that Goku has.
Yeah, it was just like, "Hi, I'm Goku.
It's like,
Roshi, will you train me?" "Oh, I mean, if all your training is sitting in front of a TV and watching it, I can do that." That was the level of, like, effort they were giving to the line reading.
Like, again,
And he was eating. He had food in his mouth when he was saying that. They didn't even play that up at all.
It's definitely, like, it's not great. He's definitely the worst. Who I guess I shouldn't say he, because I don't know who the voice actor is.
Yeah, the actor.
But the VA is definitely the worst of, like, the altered voices in the
because
movie.
Roshi sounded pretty good. Oolong sounded the same as the last movie. Bulma sounded different, but not bad.
Yeah.
Krillin almost sounded 1-to-1.
Like, Krillin, I wouldn't be shocked to find out if, like, that person was casted as the OG Krillin as well.
The turtle sounded the same as the turtle does. Puar sounded the same. But Goku was just a sore thumb in this movie as far as the voice. Overall, his actions were pretty like on base. Like they kept the vibe of Goku.
Yeah, like, we're not saying that like the writing or the action and like the actions that he takes are like it's still Goku. It's just the VA didn't play into being Goku. Again, like I think the one thing that made us laugh, I don't remember what joke it was that made us laugh, but like it was just such a simple joke that like it was like a 3-letter word or something like that. Like it was a super short word that they just happened to just hit that like tone perfectly, and you're like, okay, there you go.
It was
like
wasn't
the hard one.
It was like the one time as something deadpan was supposed to be deadpan.
Yeah.
Instead of like everything that should be animated being deadpan. So it worked there. But other than that, like just to spoil the worst part, like that was my worst part was just Goku's voice acting in general. But
just jumping ahead to it.
I'll just throw that out there, and we can come back and circle the wagons on that again. But I was very excited to see my boy K. Rillin.
Yeah, K. Rillin.
I knew he was in it because of the reading the intro of like Goku and Krillin are gonna go do stuff.
Gonna go do a thing. Yeah, you knew this was gonna be a Goku Krillin film.
And I said, stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah.
Goku wants to be trained by Roshi, but Roshi wants a girl, so he's gonna send Goku and Krillin to go find him a girl.
I have to
who
say,
ends up being Launch, which is literally what happens in the episode.
Yeah, it ends up being Launch that they bring back, which is great. I will say, they did a really good job of setting up Krillin's entire character within the first like 2 to 3 minutes of meeting him. Because I mean, the first thing you see him do is he's like paddling a boat across the ocean,
which is the same as in the episode.
It's the same as the episode.
He does that like quadruple somersault off the boat to land on the island.
And then he gets ostriched into the dirt, which is just like perfectly sets you up to understand everything you need to know about this character without ever watching a single episode of the anime.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's exactly what he is. And then, of course, he pulls out the pervy mags and hands to Roshi like he does in the show.
This is the stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah.
And then, as they're leaving to go to the island, or to go find the Devil Castle or whatever,
Krillin like looks deadpans at Goku and is like, "Hey, you know, we're both in this together. Let's have a clean, fair fight," and then trips him within 2 seconds.
Yeah, immediately. It's like as soon as they start running, Goku like full smiley, like this is gonna be the greatest day of my life.
Just face
And then you cut to a mysterious female character, which we all know is Launch if you've been watching the anime with us.
It even also says it in the subtitles if you have the subtitles up.
And stop me if you've heard this one before. Launch, the evil version, the blonde-haired Launch, is a thief.
Likes to steal things.
Yeah, and that just again, that's as far as the stop.
Launch is actually the first part of this movie. When you look back at it, it's the first part of the movie where you get an inkling that that the princess is not a person.
Yeah, knowing Launch, which I mean, to be fair, in this alternate universe, who knows what Launch is going to be like? Yeah. But knowing Launch from Earth 1,
knowing that they keep the characters similar enough.
Yeah, knowing that, you can pretty much assume that Launch is going to steal something.
Launch is not going crazy about being like a lesbian.
Though I did write down lesbian Launch question mark because it's like I'm gonna go get this princess, and it's like, oh okay, go Pride, but
it turns out the princess was the gym.
The princess was the friends we made along the way.
The princess was the friends we made along the way. And the thing that powered this big giant gun that's going to blow up the sun.
Oh, the joke that got us was when Roshi sneezed, when the bug flew past his face and it made him sneeze. And then Goku goes, "Princess Hachu?"
Oh, yeah,
okay, we'll go save her.
That's what it was, yeah.
That was a great one. That was a great one.
What's the princess's name? Hachu!
Oh, Princess Hachu, okay. Let's go get
that was what it was.
That was a pretty good one.
As they're leaving to go run off into the sunset.
Yeah. We still see that Krillin is completely outclassed by Goku, but Krillin is also way wiser of the world and is willing to cheat to win. So, like, that's the only reason why the fight was fair between them in the race was just that, like, he was willing to cheat.
Yeah, Krillin was willing to, be a normal person in a race to be able to train with the greatest martial arts master in the world.
Yeah. But it was at these points, like at this point in the anime, like from like up until the point where they get to the devil's hand, like the character animation, the character art style gave me like really big Charlie Brown vibes. I don't know if it's just because Charlie Brown's bald and Krillin is bald, but some of his like faces that he was putting out there were like such like Charlie Brown coded. Like there were multiple times where I was like, "Are we watching Charlie Brown right now?" Like it was given like it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Like as far as like the animation, like the art style, the way that their faces looked and stuff. Even Goku to a certain extent had like a Charlie Brown type.
Had like
face.
a Peanuts vibe.
Yeah, Peanuts vibe. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't pick up on that, but I also haven't watched the Peanuts in longer than I'd like to admit.
Yeah.
So it's not that's fresh in my mind. You have 2 twin daughters.
Yeah.
I'm sure you watch those.
Yeah,
specials
we watch the Peanuts pretty
so
regularly.
You've definitely watched them way more recently than I have.
Yeah.
So it's not in the forefront of my mind to think of that.
Yeah. And I really liked that, like, when they got there, Krillin was still pretending to not be scared, but you could tell he was definitely, like, freaked
He was shaking
out.
in his boots.
And the art style, like, takes a drastic turn when they get to there.
Yeah.
It goes from, like a calm, chill vibe to, like, oh, no, we're
Kinda spooky.
Like, we're in the, yeah.
And, like, again, that's what it needed. Like,
Yeah.
This movie is so good at, like, setting that vibe.
The tone.
Because of just, the art style change. Like, it feels just, gives you the creeps a little bit.
And it was
like,
beautiful. I think it's because of the way the art style was.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it was hand painted, like the backgrounds and stuff.
It complemented the, like, creepiness, like the Halloween-y vibe it was going for.
Yeah. And so
again, it's a great movie to rewatch if you ever are like, I can't think of a good fun movie. If you have like young kids, you can throw this on.
It's like I don't know what the rating on it was, but like I can't see it being more than like a PG rating.
And the PG is really only there because Roshi exists.
Yeah.
If Roshi wasn't in this at all, if it wasn't like a Roshi sending him out to like get a woman to love him, this would be perfectly fine.
And those jokes will like fly over a small child's head.
Yeah.
Because like I've watched Dragon Ball with the girls, and they don't pick up at all on Roshi being a perv because they're 4. They were 4 or 5 when we started watching.
Yeah, they're young enough that it doesn't matter.
They're like, oh, Krillin brought him some books, and Roshi's just really into books right now.
Roshi's really happy.
Yeah, Roshi just really loves books.
Roshi gets really happy when there's like books and stuff near him. It's weird.
Yeah. But they don't really like point it out or anything. So, but yeah, the first thought I had of Lucifer when we finally get to see him proper is he is a hottie. He is a zaddy and a half.
He is stereotypical vampire.
Yeah.
Like, they made him very, very hot.
Yeah, he's a very hot vampire, which is funny because like they don't have body temperature.
Or I guess I should say handsome. He's very handsome vampire.
Oh yeah, he's such a
he's a count.
Stud. And yeah, because like in the picture, if you look at the artwork for the movie, it looks like more like Count Dracula's dad from Hotel Transylvania type looking, like ancient and kind of nasty. But no, he is like full on like hot, like a stud muffin. I would get up in that.
It feels like a misdirect on the poster.
And then the army just turning into a full-blown stampede when they're stampeding over top of Krillin.
Yeah,
and
they
Goku.
just run them over, and then
they just don't see them.
And then there's another joke that got us a little bit, where it was the army like commander leader being like, "You trying to hide from us by playing dead?"
Yeah,
it's like, no, you just trampled over me.
I'm just small.
I can deny it no longer. I am small.
Yeah. I like the army leader too because he used the ribbon style fighting, which I thought was cool. A new like unique art style or fighting style that we haven't seen yet in the anime of somebody who uses like ribbons as their weapons.
And they would have screwed you up.
Yeah, because those weren't just like the flimsy ones. Those were definitely like the harder versions of that.
I'm trying to think, it's like
from Kung Fu Panda. The
harder version, like Aizawa's from My Hero.
My Hero's.
His kind of scarf.
Yeah.
That he gives to one of the students. I
think. And it's for sure. It's just like so freaking cool. Like seeing them fight, and then like, they try to escape. Krillin runs away because he's like, This is my chance.
Out.
Yeah, this is my chance to get away and try to win this competition. So I'm gonna let Goku die here. I don't care. Unknowing
that Goku has main character energy and also the strongest being on this planet still.
Yeah, and so Goku ends up getting out of that fight and sees that Krillin's like falling or hears him with his super senses that he has.
That actually they did set that up, like
multiple
super hearing and stuff. when you first meet Krillin, and then super sight when you first meet the army.
Yeah. So he can like hear and see from like miles away. And
That was something they emphasized a lot in this movie.
Yeah, it was because they were. It felt like they were going to use it a lot, and they wanted to make sure you weren't like, here, it's here, you see it.
It wasn't like just random MacGuffin that shows up.
Yeah, it's not like you get to the end and he's like, I hear Bulma, and it's like, what do you mean you hear Bulma? It's like, no, I hear Bulma.
I hear dead people,
and it's because he can hear for 8 miles or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he gets on his Nimbus Cloud because he hadn't been using it to that point because Roshi told him it would be cheating. Which, to be fair, it would have been. Like, Goku doesn't need any more advantages to beat Krillin in a race.
To be totally honest, if Goku had the Nimbus Cloud, he probably steals the princess before Count even realizes, like, the princess is gone.
Yeah.
Like, that's how fast that thing flies.
And that's how, like, good Goku is with it. Because in this movie, he is insane on that cloud.
Oh, yeah, he's going.
He catches Krillin, then drops Krillin because he thinks Krillin should be able to sit on the cloud, and then catches Krillin again, which I will say they saved budget. This is where I was starting to see, like, the cracks of, like, this is not as well budgeted as the other movie.
They just reused
because they just reused the same Krillin's dropping into the mouth. The mouth is closing. Goku flies.
I guess what I should say, he saves Krillin not from falling in the ocean, but from falling into a giant mouth of a monster.
Yeah, and that mouth was closing, and then
while this is happening, the army leader has like jumped on has casted like 2 wind orbs at his feet and is like flying after them.
And honestly, and that felt like it was the same vibes as the first movie where Bongo gets that like hoverboard for some reason. Like it just appears. He's just like, okay, time to fight. And it's
it is the first time that we've seen someone like really use
flight, like without
flight magic.
Yeah. Without like having like something to fly on. Yeah.
Like my limited knowledge of what comes later in this series, especially in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
I know people
zip-zapping around.
I know there comes a point in time where it's weird if people can't fly.
Yeah. They're just zip-zapping all around.
So it's nice to see like early versions of people like rare characters flying.
Yeah, and
with a non like instrumental advantage, like a Nimbus Cloud or hoverboard.
And this is where like if I were trying to be hypercritical of this movie, which to be fair I really enjoyed it, but if I'm being hypercritical of this movie, this felt exactly like the end of the first movie, where it's like they got to get inside the castle to get the thing. You've got Bulma, you got Yamcha, Puar, Oolong, and Bulma already inside the castle. Goku's flying around outside of the castle. The mid boss shows up flying around on something that we haven't seen before, but gets beaten, and then Goku goes inside the castle to get the thing, but then gets beaten, but then wins. You know, it follows those same steps to like, get us to the end of the movie. And I'm not being critical. I'm just pointing out that this has happened twice now.
And the main counterpoint is with the style and being the devil's advocate for that, and time limit and the style of like storytelling that they like to do with this series that's already been established in the limited amount that I've seen. There's not many other formulas you can make a Dragon Ball movie that's sub an hour and a half, and have it end in different ways.
Yeah, because I also know this, even though I haven't seen the movies, is that I would say every movie except for maybe one, it takes place completely outside of canon, and it opens and closes the story of that story in one. There's might be some differences, some like alterations, but overall that is the vibes of the stories.
And what's the easiest way to do it? Okay, there's a MacGuffin. We got to get this MacGuffin. Okay, in order to get the MacGuffin, we have to go into this fortress or castle. Okay, oh no, there's like mini bosses we have to fight for the fortress and the castle. Oh, okay, now we're racing against time to get the MacGuffin before the evil guy uses the MacGuffin to like kill everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we saved the day.
Oh, we have Goku, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, Goku saves the day just in time.
Yeah. That's not me critiquing it. It's just we in our time we just watched the movie like 2 weeks ago, so it's like, you know, after just watching the movie and then watching 2 episodes of the show and then watching the movie again, it's like, oh, this is basically like a 1-for-1.
It's a copy paste, but it's better done.
It is much better done because it's not complete copy paste from the saga that they were going off of.
Like the movie formula is similar because honestly, I know like when you get to Z and beyond, like you have more ability to make different stories or like make canonized movies.
Yeah.
Now I think like we need to like cast grab a little bit of a movie.
Yeah.
Let's just make something that's not canon.
Yeah, and I do know, like, from in the Z and in the Super, when they start making the movies for Super and stuff, and Z, like, a lot of those movies are, like, what would be the word? Like, supplemental. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, we name-dropped this thing or showed this thing a little bit in the episodes. Well, now here's a movie that takes place completely about this person or this thing.
Yeah.
And so that's like the only,
which is also a cool way to do it.
Yeah, that I would, and I prefer that. Like in my if I'm just being objective, I prefer like supplemental movies more than this because I started with My Hero Academia. It was my main anime I've ever watched like fully, and with My Hero, the movies are completely skippable outside of a couple of lines in the newest season where All Might mentions a few things about his time abroad. Other than that, the movies you can completely skip. I've only ever seen the first one, and it has nothing to tie in with the show whatsoever. Because anything that happens in those movies ends in that movie, and then they go back to school. Like
they go back to square one.
Yeah, and so I would prefer my movie like either if it's not going to advance the plot, at least talk about something that is mentioned, and let us expand on this world a bit, and so
yeah,
that's one of my key. If I were given a key complaint of the movie, as far as I loved the movie, I thought it was fun. It was especially compared to the last movie, which was a slog and a half.
It's a great palate cleanser. It's like, okay, so not all these movies are going to be kind of like semi-snooze skippable fest.
Yeah, this one you can totally skip and not miss anything about what happens.
To be fair.
But that doesn't mean it's not good. It is still very good.
To be fair, from what we know about at least like the movies during this like series, like during like the Dragon Ball just straight era, they're mostly all skippable because A, they're non-canon, and B, they're probably all going to be kind of similar to this formula.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the formula is going to change a whole lot on these movies.
I do know, and this is from me binging this pretty recently, that at some point one of the movies gets completely referenced, and they take a whole episode of the anime to explain what happened in the movie because one of the bad guys' kids from one of the movies shows up and is like, I'm ready to beat you guys, and you're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm blank. You remember my dad blank? And then they do a whole flashback showing you everything that happened in the movie, so that in case you didn't watch it, because I was like, who the heck is this guy? And then it shows like the whole and this is his whole story and backstory. And they give you like 5 minutes of the episode just dedicated to like, here's flash breakdown of the movie.
There's an abridged version of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I am excited to get to that one eventually because that one, like knowing that like that character comes back and stuff is just really fun to me.
Or like that movie comes back.
Yeah.
To reference. That's cool.
Yeah. So I do know that, and I'm pretty sure it is a Dragon Ball movie, not a Z movie. I think it takes place at the end of Dragon Ball, before Dragon Ball Z. It's like in between those two, so it's like after you've watched all of Dragon Ball, but it's still like in the Dragon Ball. It doesn't say Dragon Ball Z, Blink of the Blank Blank or whatever, Yeah. It says Dragon Ball, Blink of the Blank Blank.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought Lucifer was a compelling character. I thought Igor was funny and his like dry sensibilities.
Yeah.
Bulma was incredibly naive throughout the entire movie.
Bulma was probably the most helpless she's been in the entire like series and movies so far.
Yeah.
I don't 100% blame her for it because honestly, they're like, okay, we're going to follow Goku, and then the plane crashes. And then she's kind of stuck in a situation where there's not much use. Like, even if she starts to struggle, they just strap her to the chair anyways.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things like, you want to be critical of what she's like in the movie, but then you really analyze the situation. Like, she was going to be stuck in that chair anyway.
Yeah, but I think the way she got to the chair was kind of dumb.
Was like, I feel like there should have been a struggle before like the rope started to come out and like tire down.
Yeah, because it's literally like she's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Count Lucifer. I'm sorry about how this went for you." And she's just like, "Oh, you're hot. Okay, I'll just do whatever you say."
Yeah, I think I did write like make a reference to one of the lines where it's like you shot me and my friends down. He's like, I did not do that. And she's like, and it's basically just like, okay, you didn't do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it's
These
pretty
are
obvious.
not the
isn't it?
droids you're looking for.
It's like, oh yeah, my servants, they get real rambunctious and they do stupid things. And she's like, okay.
Yeah. It would have been a better defense if he was like, in my defense, you guys did like trespass on my territory.
Yeah.
What are my guards supposed to do? Just let you fly in? Like, that would have been a better defense than just like, I didn't do it, they did it.
That's the defense like a dictatorship takes when it blows a helicopter out of the sky. It's like, no, I told you not to.
Yeah.
And you did it.
But that would make more sense than just like, technically, I was not the one who pulled the trigger. Guns don't kill people.
Yeah,
people kill people.
It is that.
Yeah, it's literally that. It's
that defense. It's
don't blame me. I wasn't doing it. Like, and then I do like the way they get out of the situation because then Goku and Krillin get captured. Goku and Krillin break in to the ceremony, causing chaos, and at that moment, that's when Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong decide to make their daring attempt to get Bulma back, and then Launch breaks in and steals the gem. So then Goku and Krillin take off after Launch, as Yamcha, Puar, Oolong try to save Bulma. And Goku just apparently completely ignores that Bulma's there because she yells, and they focus on it a lot, being like, he's got super senses. He's going to be able to see her and, like, turn around, and then he just doesn't.
Yeah.
He just keeps going.
Keeps running.
It's like, whoa. Goku, what?
Yeah, he got so focused on saving his new friend Krillin and everything.
Yeah.
And getting the gemstone back.
But then we do see that this, even on Earth 2, Launch still has the sneezing thing.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, we hadn't seen, like, a sneeze transformation.
Yeah, the only launch we had seen was blonde.
Yeah.
Blonde launch.
And then we get the sneeze, and we get the timid blue launch.
Purple. I'd say purple, more like.
Purple launch, violet launch, whatever you want to call it.
Blurple.
Indigo launch. That's like a blue-purple.
Yeah, Indigo probably sounds better.
And then the demons capture Goku and Krillin. After Goku fights them for a bit, but then that weird pink demon bites his tail and puts him out.
Yep. Which I feel like was put in there as a reference of like how to stop him.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an animation. That was part of the animation.
Because that's where they said that like Krillin notices in the scuffle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then of course in the dub, it's just we already know how to do this.
Yeah. We're from the movie universe. We're actually Yamcha and Puar from the movie universe.
From the show universe.
We somehow fell through, from the show universe. We somehow fell through a portal into this universe, and we saw
for this exact moment.
Yeah.
And then we're not here anymore.
Yeah. Your Yamcha and Puar are actually still out there looking around trying to find Bulma. But yeah, whatever. I'll give it that it was just a dubbing problem. Like the dub changed some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the lines were stating it the way that this is still continuing on the same line as the other movies. But yeah, they all get captured. Bulma's still captured. At this point, it does seem like Lucifer's giving up the idea of the sacrifice, at least for the moment. Because he's like, we're almost out of time now. We had this whole plan, but then your friends broke in.
Well, I think like...
Because they didn't look like they were sacrificing.
I feel like for some reason, like they just got off screen all of the blood they needed from Bulma, and she didn't die.
Well, because that's the thing. I feel like the plan was to suck her completely dry.
Yeah, they
was going to die. Like they were going to suck all of the blood out of her body and give it, because they were talking about her being the drink for the entire army. Yeah. Like she was gonna die. I think they just either forgot or realized they were running out of time because of the scuffle.
Well, I think if they were going to drain her, because the way it sounds, like remembering like the whole she's gonna feed us like all the army, they probably were gonna use the like just enough blood for the diamond or gem or whatever.
Yeah.
And then gonna fill up goblets as like a ritual drink for everybody. Yeah. Like you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
It also doesn't seem like the blood was necessary in the ritual. The ritual. Because I don't know, I said ritual. But in the ritual.
Rickroll.
Because it literally was just like as soon as the moon came through and hit it, that's when it like started doing its thing. It's confusing and it wasn't explained well.
Another one of like the minor knocks for this movie.
Yeah. It's just that I understand the plan. You're going to use the gem for something. Like, I can get that. You're going to use the sleeping princess to bring about the end of the world, and your demons are going to take over. I get it. But what are the steps? Because, like I understand, like, okay, so you grab this girl, are you going to just use her as a sacrifice to the army? Or are you, like, sacrificing her, like, to power up the crystal? You never really say what her purpose is. I know she was just kind of like a monkey wrench. Yeah. It seems like they were planning on doing this no matter what, but they're just like, ooh, how fortuitous. We can eat on this woman now, you know? But I just, they didn't really explain what her purpose there was. And if she was just there to be a sacrifice, well, then they got distracted and forgot to sacrifice her or ran out of time. And if she was there to power up the crystal, they didn't explain that. So It's like one way or the other, they didn't really do their job when it came to killing Bulma. All I'm trying to say is Bulma should be dead in the movie universe. But she's not.
But we can't kill off a main character like that.
Yeah, we cannot. Goku apes out because Puar has a fascination with the moon. Because this is the second time Puar's been like, oh, look, the moon! And then Goku's like, moon, where? Oh, no. And then that's where
I'm freaking out, man.
And that's where the dub error comes in, where they're like, oh, no.
Yeah, he freaks out, and, like,
Krillin's making fun of him.
Yamcha and Oolong are like, oh, no, I wouldn't make fun of Goku. Yeah. It's about to get real bad.
Yeah. And it's like, how do you guys know?
It's like, you haven't seen it happen.
Yeah.
I do love that Krillin's making fun of, like, I guess Goku does get scared.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you should be scared.
No, Goku saw the moon, and everyone's gonna die.
Yeah. But then they solve it the exact same way as they do in the Pilaf saga, where they chop the tail off.
Except
Krillin's there.
Except it's Krillin instead of I think there was another character that's helping Yamcha.
It was Oolong helped a bit.
Yeah, like in the anime, I'm trying to think.
Oolong just disappears at this point. Like, he was like, I'm not getting involved. Yeah. I'm hiding.
Yeah, the wall they were stuck in as, like, prisoners breaks, and Oolong, you don't see Oolong until, like,
he
at the end of
he took Launch and hit her.
Yeah,
like,
sure. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Because you also don't see Launch until you get back to Roshi's island.
Well, you see Launch later, too, because she's there when Goku gets, like, turned back. She's in the group. She's in the group shot at that point. But, like, we can just say that Oolong and Launch, because Oolong gives him the pants, so Oolong's there too.
Yeah.
So you'll just say Oolong and Launch hid behind a rock, afraid to be, like, found by him. But they do cut the tail, and Goku apes out. But in his power, he does, like, destroy, like, a bunch of the destroys the pinky finger, I think he said.
Pinky, definitely.
He definitely seems to have cracked some of the other fingers as well along the way. But then they break in, and Count Lucifer's like, I don't care what's going on. I'm still going to destroy the sun, which felt like a subtle nod to the tournament saga where Roshi blows up the moon.
Yeah, it's a different problem. We're not solving the monkey problem. We're solving the I can't go outside in the daytime problem.
Yeah, but it felt like a similar, like an homage of sorts to that, you know.
Yeah.
And then Goku Kamehamehas that. But we do also see a different laser blast from Count Lucifer. Lucifer has, like, laser powers. You know, he's able to use a beam, which is cool. Like, he was able to drop those, like, power balls or whatever.
Which is again, a cool way to show, like, new abilities without having to really get into it. It's awesome.
I also love that, like, Igor's like, you're still part of the master plan. And she's like, what's the master plan? Oh, it's the plan the master came up with.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
That one we were chuckling at, too. And then Goku and friends kill the entire demon army. Because Goku blows up the machine and the hand starts to completely break. But then the beam shoots through Lucifer and also destroys the rest of the hand. Yeah. So all the demons are gone. There are no more demons in the movie universe. They've all been banished.
There's only 2 fingers left of the hand standing.
Yeah.
Because they take a group photo putting up the peace symbol, and the hand is putting up a peace symbol.
Yeah.
After everything's figured out.
And then to wrap up this movie, they all go back to Roshi's Island, and by they all, I mean Krillin, Launch, and Goku all go back to Roshi's Island. Roshi mistakes Launch as the princess and doesn't seem to understand what was going on because they didn't really explain it very well.
And this is peaceful Launch?
And this is peaceful Launch, and she's like, oh no, I'm not a princess. And Roshi's like, oh boy, she's real humble. Let's go inside. And
I'm going to show you my house.
And then she sneezes and shoots, like, puts 3 bullet holes in his head.
Yeah.
Like right in his forehead. And then comes out and does that. You better start dancing now. And shoots at the ground. And then she sneezes again because that bug's still hanging around. Turns back into like Peaceful Launch. And Peaceful Launch is like, this happens to me all the time. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da.
And that's the end of the episode.
And that's the end of the movie.
Or the movie, yeah, it's the episode.
So, Jesse, I already kind of teased my worst part. What would be your worst part?
You took Goku, which is like an easy one.
It was just
I guess like the more we discussed it, the more like I do think the Bulma, what's Bulma in this plan stuff is a little like, okay. That's the one like glaring writing mistake of this movie is just like that wasn't a dubbing error.
Yeah, because it's like, what was Bulma's point? Like, I understand that she wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Like, it wasn't like they were planning on like capturing a virgin or something and sacrificing her.
Yeah, I guess that does bring up the fact like it feels like they were going to.
They were just going to like
light the crystal up tonight.
Moon.
Like it feels like if Goku, Krillin, and all them hadn't been dispatched, the world would be ended.
Yeah,
because they didn't need Bulma for anything.
Yeah, she wasn't
just drinking her blood.
Yeah, she was there just because they were like, how fortuitous.
Yeah,
that's my read on it. It's just like, oh, look, a girl, like, and that's my kind of thing. But yeah, I agree. Like, that is definitely one of the worst parts too. I definitely think Goku is probably easily still my worst part. Even
very bland voice acting.
It's just the voice acting was not good. Like, and I hate to be super critical because overall I enjoyed this movie, but that was the one point of the movie where I was like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, you have the main character, and it doesn't sound at all like the main character. And I don't mean, like, the voice needs to be the same voice actor, but the vibes were just completely different with the words he was saying. Especially because, like, he would be animated and moving a lot, and the voice would just not mimic the like, movements.
The moments happening on screen.
Yeah. It literally felt like reading the lines for the first time.
Yeah.
What was your best part, Jesse?
Ooh. I mean, there's a lot of fun parts in this movie. Honestly, I'm gonna go with the first fight against the army leader.
Okay.
With the scarf fight.
Yeah, the scarf fight, the ribbon fight.
That was probably some of the better. Like, they put a lot of budget of the animation into that.
Yeah,
I think.
I'll say the fight choreography was probably where most of the animation budget went, because the rest of it was pretty stilted. It was pretty. And it looked good.
But we also have established that we were probably watching the 12 frame and not 24 frame per second.
But the fight choreography still held up pretty well. I was going to say my favorite part was the heel turn from Krillin at the end, where Krillin's been cheating, trying to win, and at this point, he sees Goku, basically die to save him.
Yeah.
He's not dead, but, he saw Goku be willing to die to save him. And so he, heel turns on his, kind of a-hole attitude. And, saves Goku at one point towards the end of the fight. And they kind of, because he, pushes him out of the way, and then they fight together in, a 2-on-1 type of thing. And that was probably my favorite part. Because I love Krillin. So, I'm partial to that.
Krillin character moments are awesome.
Yeah. Anytime Krillin's a good character moment, it's probably going to be my best part of the episodes or movies. So, just to warn you guys.
It wasn't obvious before.
Yeah, because literally the episode he shows up, my favorite part was just Krillin. My best part was, oh, Krillin's here now. But Jesse, for your movie predictions, you said that they were going to fight a vampire and it was going to be the OG Dracula. You hit 50% because it's not OG Dracula.
I thought it was going to reference Dracula a lot more than it did.
It didn't really reference it a whole lot.
I thought we're gonna hit a lot of vampire beats.
I mean, Igor doesn't he have a mid boss kind of guy like that? Doesn't Dracula normally? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've watched an OG.
I haven't watched Dracula.
But I'm pretty sure he has a what is it, Renfield? Isn't that the name?
So, yeah.
I don't know if that's OG stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, that might be new school things.
But yeah, you hit 50%, and if you missed it, last week's predictions for the next 2 episodes that are going to come out next week.
Well, I guess yesterday's.
Yesterday's predictions. If you missed his predictions for the next 2 episodes, which will come out next week in 6 days, in 6 days.
6 days.
Pilaf's fortress is gone. Yamcha and Bulma are married. Goku comes across the people getting married with the Dragon Ball as a wedding gift. and that's for the next 2 episodes of the
anime.
sagas. Which, to remind you of the names of those, they were Wedding Plans ? And the Flying Fortress Vanished.
Yeah.
So
you can understand where all 3 of those predictions came from.
Yeah. So yeah, this has been a pretty fun. This is a fun movie. If we're ranking movies, this is in first place over the other.
This is in first place. I think we gave it like a out of 10 rating.
Yeah, we gave it like a 6
I
gave it a 6 out of 10. I would say this is an 8.
Yeah, I think this isn't 8 to 8.5. I'll probably stick with 8.
Yeah,
because I do think there is room for improvement.
Yeah,
but comparative to the last movie, it's a 1.5 or 2.
Yeah,
higher.
and this might just be bias, just coming off of the bad taste of that movie. Because we could have put that movie lower too. We could have put it at a 5 or a 4, and I would have been happy. But
I thought that was too harsh.
It was because it was a fine
we were also
movie.
judging it off of the like what it was supposed to do, and it feels like one of those things where it's like, let's make like an abridged way to watch the anime and catch up for the tournament saga. Yeah, and that's kind of what that is.
Yeah. And so I can see that. I would say it's got its merits, and it was made with quality. It just wasn't good, you know.
Yeah.
They put effort into it, but it wasn't effort. The methodology of the effort was wrong or skewed. But yeah, I'd give this one an 8, and that might be a little biased because of how much I didn't really enjoy the first one. But I'll say 8, and I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, so I'll agree. I'll say 8.
And so, Jesse, do you have any closing thoughts about the episode before we start to sign off about the movie? Yeah.
It's good. It's worth it. I said you could watch this every year for in early October or like late August as like a let's get spooky everybody with your kids or just yourself. Do I personally think I'll do that? It's on the list. It's there. I have a lot of other movies that take up that role for me right now.
I'm thinking tomorrow I might show it to the girls.
Yeah.
For like a Halloween movie, because in our time when we're recording this, we're 6 days
away
out from Halloween.
Yeah, recording it the Saturday before Halloween.
Yeah, and so I might show it to them tomorrow just to get a little primer for Halloween. We might watch The Great Pumpkin also.
Yeah, roll. This could easily roll into The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Even Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Like it's in that vibe of movie. It's not as heavily like Halloween-y as those movies are.
But it does have a vampire as the bad guy.
There's a vampire,
there
monsters.
are a bunch of demons and monsters.
It's a spooky month vibe.
Yeah. There's magic.
It's a like palette wetter.
Yeah.
For like spooky month stuff. So it's a great watch if you feel like doing it.
And I would say I really enjoyed this one. Is it perfect? No.
No, by no means. Yeah.
It was fine. It was a good movie. It was definitely better than the first one as far as like doing something with the structure they've set up. Yeah. Because if you're gonna set up a structure where your movies don't matter at all and take place in an alternate universe, basically, like why not do something cool with it? Like, how often are you gonna have time in Dragon Ball for Goku to go fight a vampire?
Yeah, exactly.
Not very often. You can do that in a movie. You can send in My Hero, you can send the hit characters to America. You know, it doesn't matter because it's a movie. Like, you can say, oh, it all happened over summer break. They went to, China or something. You know? You can do something cool with it. Like, if you're going to set it up as this doesn't have any containment to the plot.
Yeah, this has no canon.
Yeah, like, do something cool. Have him fight a vampire. I hope the next one he goes and fights God or something, you know?
Yeah.
like let's just get crazy
fight
with
the
it.
sun.
Yeah, he's going to blow up the sun.
Turns out the vampire was on to something. He had to go fight the sun.
Yeah, the sun was actually a villain the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, if you're going to do that where the movies don't matter, do something cool like this one and do something that you wouldn't be able to normally see. And that's kind of my final thoughts, is that this movie was fun because... Like, how often are you going to see Goku fight?
Yeah, and again, my final thoughts are we were pretty unapologetically apologetically ruthless.
I would say we were pretty negative. I wouldn't say we were ruthless. We didn't rip that a new one.
Yeah.
We were just kind of
like
we pointed out that like this is not a fun movie.
I distinctly remember like saying like we kind of even encouraged people like listen to the reviews. You can just skip this movie entirely.
Yeah, because
this one like obviously
You
Senate
can
president,
totally
you can totally
skip it.
skip all these movies. Most people tell you to skip these movies because they're non-canon.
Well,
and
I
if you're
will
trying to speedrun it, you just speedrun through it. This one's worth taking 50 minutes out of your day, or out of your week, and just throwing it on.
And I
Even
will
if
say,
it's just around October.
And I will say, when I was looking at power rankings on the movies, because that's what's been popping up on the Become Insane's TikTok when I go on there to like post and stuff. It's just like power rankings of sagas or movies or whatever. This one ranks in the middle, like the upper middle part.
The high.
It's like, if there's like, let's say there's 26 movies. I don't know exactly the number, but it would be like 13 or 12. It's like in that upper half of movies, and they're like, it's honestly pretty good. Like, and that's my thing.
This movie's not going to blow you out of the water, but it's worth your time. It's worth the time investment. It's probably what you rented it for.
I think it was $4.
$3 to $4. Yeah, it's worth that.
It's a high floor, low ceiling movie. Yeah. It's like you know what you're getting. There's a vampire on the case. Goku's gonna fight a vampire. Like that's the movie. Goku goes to hell and fights a vampire. Like to speed run the plot of this episode. Goku and Krillin go fight a vampire. Also, Bulma's there. And that's
also Bulma and the gang's there.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. It was enjoyable. I would say, especially compared to the first movie. This one, you can skip it, but I would say it's more worth your time. Whereas the first movie felt like a waste of time. It was like we could have just watched the first 20 episodes.
I think you described it as this could have been an email.
Yeah, that one was it could have been an email, the movie. This one is like, it's fun. It's entertaining. I would have probably, if I'd seen it was in theaters, I probably would have went and seen it when I was a kid, It was that kind of a movie.
Yep.
And so with that, you can reach out to us at becomingsayanspod@gmail.com. becomingsaiyans@gmail.com. I messed it up again. But we are also on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter at Becoming Saiyans Pod. You can reach out to us on those sites. And until next week, when we watch Marriage question mark and The Palace is Gone question mark,
or Wedding Planning question mark.
Wedding Planning question mark, and Pilaf's Fortress Vanished. I have been Truman.
And I have been Jesse.
And the adventure continues.
It's spooky.
Ooh.